Hi everyone, another singer of Twice. I think her name is Chaeryeong. Again, not good at pronunciation. You can correct me in the comments. Very interesting hand. Let's see. I can see this girl being very successful at a very young age. We can see this by the separation of the headline and lifeline. Exceptionally ambitious, exceptionally independent. Her independence is also shown by the space between this first finger and middle finger, and the space between this third finger and little finger. So you see that when there is space here, this means freedom of action. So the person does things independent of what other people think. Like this woman, she is not she is not sensitive at all, not even hypersensitive, not sensitive at all. So she lives outside the bounds of society. She will be doing stuff which she wants to do, but for her she is not totally rebellious. She is disciplined, and for her she is money is important for her. She is materialistic. We see that the Saturn out is taking good space, so this shows consistent success. The success will be on a consistent slope, like there will be less up and downs, and the life will progress very upwards. So this is that, and along with that, the Saturn finger is also long and straight, so she is very disciplined, and uh, she is good with money as well. And the hand itself, if we see, it has a squarish shape, very practical. The phalange of Apollo is also very practical. So we see that happening. Then we also see that the little finger. Now this shows freedom of action, and this shows freedom of thought. So the person, the gap is not that much as the freedom of action. So what you say that her thinking by as time goes on, she will become less, what you say, I would say less independent, but less to do things on her own. Because what happens is the person eventually gets married, so they start a family life. So if they start doing things which are a bit outrageous, a bit very independent, they like their independence lessens. So her independence of thought, action doesn't lessen, but her independence of thought lessens. So she will be less, thinking differently. She will be like, oh, now I have to think for someone else as well. So she is extremely independent. And yeah, sorry, going back to the fingers, if we see this gap again is not noticeable, but again it means a person who thinks very outside of the box. This gap also shows that very independent nature. She does not like, even if someone says do this, do that, she does it in her own way, and her career path was always her own. So she would have been mostly successful in whatever she wanted, because the headline also starts near Jupiter, the Mount of Ambition, and I think there is one maybe line going here. Again, the picture is not that clear. Then we see the headline itself. If we see the headline, it is exceptionally going downwards, and then the lifeline is also mirroring it. The lifeline thing is returning in the end, so that means she will return to her hometown where she was brought up, but the headline is going very downwards, and along with that, heartline is going very upward. So you see, if we just concentrate on these two lines, headline and heartline, so we see this person is very romantic, very dreamy, very daydreamy. So for her, she cannot live without romance. Like for her, if there is a partner, he has to be very romantic. He has to be very poetic, and like she can even fall out of love with that partner. And she is someone who won't depend on others, and this is also a bit of a problem, because what happens in when she's in a relationship, she might be doing everything on her own, like by choice, and the partner will like, let me also contribute. No, I'll do it on my own. No, I'll do it on my own. So this leads to some sort of, can lead to some problems in the relationship. For her, she should be with someone whose headline and lifeline are joint. This is basically the phenomena of opposites attract. Because if she's with someone whose headline and lifeline are joined, they will be able to handle her independent streak, because she is very independent minded. So someone who will try to control her, try to dominate her, that will not be good. In fact, I would say she would be the dominant one and decision maker in the relationship. Look at the strength of the Jupiter finger. So if there's one word to describe her, that would be ambitious. Even I think any K-pop star I've read so far, she might be the most ambitious, because she has independence. And the best thing is, like, a person who is in the entertainment industry is when they don't care what other people think about them. Because if we see the headline and lifeline being separate, that means that the person does not care what other people think about them. We also have to notice the very well balanced thumb. Now the thumb is extremely straight. This means that the person is what you say, the shape of the thumb is good. it doesn't show unreasonable stubbornness, but it shows that the person, once they make up their mind, very hard to convince. This also falls into line with the other parts of the hand. So there's that. And then we also see that the will phalange is and logic phalange, they're mostly almost alike. The will phalange is more because she, as I said, once she makes up her mind, her execution skills are very good. And but the logic phalange is also taking good space, so she does think about it. This thumb is, and the length of the thumb, look, it's very long, is what saving her from the head and lifeline being separate, because the head and lifeline being separate also leads to a person who is what you say, changeable. Like these people love to change whatever they're doing. Maybe if they can't, also in real life I know some people, they can't concentrate on one job, and if they're in one job they want to experiment in that job. Like I think I was reading, she was a singer, rapper, she does different things, so she cannot follow, like what you say, I'm actually surprised that she is in the girl group. Besides the thing that to be in the girl group, it's furthering her ambitions, because I see this person as a very extreme solo career person, like 80% solo career person. So maybe her life will like be better when she enters the solo career. What she also has going for her, maybe the reason she has stayed, is that there is a double headline. Now this double headline, it starts around the, I would say, wait, let me just measure it. If we are to estimate it, we can say it starts around the 25 mark. So at 25 there will be some major change in her life, but it will be her own life decision. This could be, I am not that familiar with how K-pop works, so this could be any decision like launching a. It will be related to career. I'll tell you. This is all I know. It will be related to career. It could mean a start of a new, maybe not leaving the group exactly, maybe not starting a solo career exactly, but maybe like taking on a different genre of music, like being in K-pop but different genre of music, something different, because she always likes to do things differently. There's that as well. And then we also see that there is a, because there is this line going towards Mercury, and it's on very early on in life. So like the other, many of the more richer and more popular K-pop stars, she also has a very good Mercury line. So as I said, when I looked at the hand, I knew this woman, she knows the value of money. And again, we also see that the heart line is also very good. If we see, it is starting between these two fingers, very well balanced person, and there are a lot of things which are balancing her. The only dangerous thing, specifically two things, would be the headline and lifeline separate, because the person might do things without thinking at all what other people think, and then the headline going very downward. So that this is actually one of the most downward going headlines. So this means that the person loses themselves in the imagination, daydreaming, these things. Like there are good things, daydreaming, etc., but the person can lose themselves in their dreams and might have like unrealistic expectations. So this causes rift in the relationship as well. But I think she will become more grounded as she enters her mid-20s, because the new headline is going straight. So she might also have a bit of a double personality. Like people who know her would be like, sometimes you say this, sometimes you say that, and she'll be like, oh, I said this. So she will have a bit of a double personality. It's not a bad thing. It's not, people have it. It's not even a disorder. It is like that. That's a different case. But for her, this type of thing means that she has personalities which are, she uses them, because what happens is that we are people, we are one person. So when we are dealing with people, we deal like one person. So but maybe in interviews, in her personal life, she can take on another form entirely. So that's what I mean by another personality, that she is in control of that personality. And another thing you have to notice, that if the first headline is going downwards, this means the person is non-materialistic. Her main goal is not money. Money is a secondary goal. Money is the goal, main goal is not money. But when it goes straight, this means that whatever she is doing at 25, as I said, it will be related to career. The more straighter the headline, the more money focused the person is. So there maybe there will be sudden something she does, like sign up with someone and then make a lot of money. So it will be in the mid-20s. Maybe even 24, 25, 24, 25, like that. Most probably 25. So we will see. Now in relation to the children, she has a good Venus mount, which gives her stamina, energy, but it's not very protruding. So this means that she will have, I think, at least one to two children, and not more than two. Again, it's more of a guesswork. Nothing is fixed. And then we also see that the Apollo mount is also very developed, and the Apollo finger is very developed. If you see that the fingers are on the long side. And if we see also that the hand is on the broad side, so this gives the person an earth-based form. The person is very, very in tune with nature, traveling, being in the forest, being in the jungle, visiting, having some in touch with. Maybe she has a lot of pets. Maybe she likes to gardening. Maybe she likes to do not that type of high-fly traveling, going first class, etc. Staying in hotels, but in the natural habitat, that type of. So she might also have some like very good luck with gardening. I don't know, because the earth people, earth hand people, they have that, and but the fingers are long. The fingers are not an earth person. The fingers are more of maybe air person, because they're long. So, and also I notice in the fingers compared to other K-pop stars that her first phalanges are very good. And first phalanges, meaning that not of the little finger but of the other fingers, means that the person is very self-studying and very self-taught. So she might not be a very good student. Like if you were to assign her a very good teacher, even she would not be well taught with that teacher. But she is very self-studying. She might be very intellectual, might have a very high IQ. Again, I have not read a lot about her. In Wikipedia, the information about her is very limited, so I could be wrong. And here, oh sorry, I mentioned the little finger not having it. On second thought, it does have a very strong first phalange. So this gives her, and you see the little finger itself is long. So again, this person is very intellectual, very self-starting, but she will, the advice for her, again, if somehow it reaches her, is that to let other people help her, because she does not like taking help. She does not like giving, she can give her help, but she doesn't like giving advice. And even constructive criticism, good advice, like don't hang out with this guy, don't do this, it can be harmful. And some people, they also give good advice, it's not like you cannot make every decision on your own. So that will help, because in the married life, like she might get, not might face problems in the married life if she doesn't like, let the other person help her, etc. I won't say she will have problems in the married life, because until then, at 25, you see the headline is starting, and it is joined with the other headline. So that means there is clarity, there is what you say, like there is control, there is common sense, etc. There is logic, etc. So, but the thing is, if she should start that now, and I think she has started that now. She is trying to cement herself on the ground, and she is trying to let the other person take decisions for her if she is in the relationship. And then lastly, we see that she has a very good Apollo mount, which and the long Apollo finger. Even though it's a bit bent, we see it going towards Saturn. That just means that she wants to earn from art, but she also wants to have a secure life with art. Like not everyone has it, which she has now. And then the Apollo mount, it gives her grace, her beauty, etc. And then we also see that the Apollo mount being very strong, she will have a lot of success in the business industry, entrepreneurship, etc. Especially if it does is related to perfume, it's related to even the environmental activism, but also like if she, because you have to put some money in. So if she puts money into an organization which deals with, global warming, etc., she will get that money back, and she can actually be a very good activist as well, like if she wants to. But again, perfume, anything with the, I would say even food industry, the travel industry, the global warming activism, these things will be very good, because the Apollonian, one, they always get good return on their investment, and that I see that she has an earth hand. So anything to do with natural materials, raw materials, gold, etc., anything to do with fashion, but mostly perfume on the skin, these things will benefit her a lot. Even if she becomes the ambassador of that company, will benefit her a lot. So again, a very good hand, but she has to like control some things, and she can, get out of hand. She can become an outrageous person. And then there will be that major change in the life at 25, which will be a positive one for her professionally. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for who recommended this hand. Very interesting hand. Thank you. Goodbye.